for a flight by Yuengling at just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and packed with flavor. Flight is the next generation of light beer. From the oldest brewery in America, look for Flight wherever you buy beer. And Patrick, Cubs, as you just said, as you open our broadcast, they have been on a roll, playing very good baseball. They've pitched it pretty well for all the injuries that they've had. They've pitched it pretty well, but the offense really has come through in a big way when they really needed the offense to pick it up.
Well, Ron, you've been here as a child, as a Cub fan, so you know Wrigley plays two different ways. It plays a certain way in April and May, and then when the weather starts to warm up, it's a completely different ballpark.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And we've seen a lot more balls flying out of the ballpark, and to me, you just got to take advantage of this time if you're an offensive player. You just do. The wind is not going to be much of a factor in today's ball game like it has been in the games over the last homestand.
We are ready to go. The left-hander David Peterson. This will be his Wrigley Field Cubs debut. He pitched very well in Milwaukee last week. His first pitch of the day is taken for a strike, and away we go. The left-handed batting J.J. Weatherholt. He's been a very solid leadoff hitter this year, hitting .281 with a dozen home runs. Bregman shallow at third. Lefty to lefty, the 0-1. Breaking ball is low and outside. And, Ron, as you think about David Peterson pitching for the Cubs today, what's on your mind?
I think his first start here as a Cub at Wrigley Field, it's Cubs Cardinals. I just think getting through the first couple innings and throwing strikes and trying to establish your pitches and just getting through that adrenaline rush of the first couple innings is going to be key for him.
Fastball strike, 1-2. And now the long-legged left-hander fires. This ball is hit in the air to shallow left. Racing in, Ian Happ has to play it on a bounce. It's a bloop single to the opposite field by J.J. Weatherholt. And the Cardinals have the leadoff man on base.
Yeah, not hit very well. I thought Ian was going to lay out for this ball, and then all of a sudden, I just don't think he felt like he could get to it, and it drops in for the first hit of the ball game.
There is still a light rain falling. You always wonder about the footwork and the footing.
Yeah.
Will defensive players be slipping and sliding slightly? We'll see. Ivan Herrera, the catcher, will hit it foul off to the right out of play. Field is in tremendous condition. The Wrigley Field grounds crew doing a wonderful job as always. You just don't see many bad hops ever on this playing surface. Here's the 0-1. Fastball is high. It's 1-1. Beautiful green ivy on the walls all the way around. Not too many empty seats as we look around. There never are when the Cardinals are in town. And now the 1-1. And it's taken outside by Herrera. Right-handed batting catcher hitting .252. Cardinals in their traveling grays, gray shirts and trousers. The rest is red. Red hats, helmets, sleeves, and socks. Now the 2-1. Line drive caught by Swanson. Throw to first. And that's going to be a ball that gets away. And going to second will be Weatherholt. It would have been a double play. However, now time is being caught. Oh, I see what they're saying. The ball went all the way out of play. So it's two bases on the overthrow. Swanson threw the ball to Bush. It didn't look like it was that bad of a throw. I thought it was going to be a double play. Bush reaching for the ball had it kick off of his glove. I don't know if he was distracted, Ron, by the diving Weatherholt back to the bag.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This throw it's on target, and I think Michael just lost track of the ball looking at the runner. And this is a catchable ball that hit him in the tip of the glove, and it does go out of play. So that's two bases the runner gets to advance.
Jordan Walker, the batter. No score, but the Cardinals have a man at third base with one away. I'm not sure if they have charged. Now I am. It's an error on Michael Bush at first base. Walker waiting, swings and misses, and the count 1-1. David Peterson overall this year, 4-6, 5.86 ERA. Came over from the Mets. The tall southpaw ready for the 1-1 to Walker. Off the outside, change of pace, and now the count 2-1.
Now Walker having a really nice year. He's their pleasant surprise. 291, 19 home runs and 63 driven in.
Infield in all the way around, and the 2-1 pitch on the way. Check swing. Did he go? No swing. It's 3-1. The umpires, Dan Bellino, the crew chief, calling balls and strikes. Mark Ripperger at first. Brock Ballou, the second base umpire. Dan Merzel at third. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another changeup. Any thoughts for the 3-2 pitch?
I would stay up in the zone. I really would. I would stay up with a fastball or something. I think Walker has trouble with that. He did swing. That was a close play, but he did swing. It could have been strike 3.
Now the batter, Walker, backs away. It's raining ever so slightly, enough to the point where a bat could get wet. And Walker wanted to dry off the bat before he took his swings on this 3-2 pitch. No score, runner at third, one away. Top of the first. The pitch. Bouncing ball foul toward the Cub third base dugout. He jammed him. Still 3-2. Fourth meeting of the year between the two teams. The Cubs lost 2 out of 3 in the final 3 days of May at Busch Stadium in Missouri. The 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him on a change of pace. And that's a big strikeout, and now there are 2 down. And now Nelson Velasquez, the batter.
I was pitching the middle of the plate, but at the knees, but it's a great changeup as far as the speed and the deception. Peterson threw some good pitches up to set up that changeup, and he executed it perfectly.
The infield backs up, plays normal depth. Velasquez, a .308 hitter. Right-handed batter, open stance. Chops it foul.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. They're brought to you by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
Such a great rivalry, one of the best in all of sports. Cubs and Cardinals. And now the 0-1 from the lefty. It's hit in the air to right. Should be playable for Suzuki. He's got it. Excellent job by David Peterson, escaping a runner at third, 1-out jam. Cardinals do not score after half an inning. 0-0 game. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk on your right.
Coming off AL Player of the Week honors, where he hit over 400 with 3 homers, Bobby Witt Jr. was all gas, no brakes.
And grounded inside the bag and up the line. Played poorly off the sidewall by Carpenter. How far will Bobby go? And Vance Wilson is going to let him come to the plate. He is in there.
To say Bobby is on a tear is an understatement. His gap-to-gap power and that lightning speed have him among the major league leaders in hits, stolen bases, and WAR. He also just happens to be one of baseball's premier defensive players.
Goodness, that's why he's one of the best in the game.
That is how you win a Gold Glove in back-to-back seasons, and last year earned a Platinum Glove.
Baseball fans are bearing witness to something special.
He's their go-to guy in all situations, whether it's defensively, offensively, running the bases, complete player.
A primetime player in his prime.
Beer, DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Baseball fans, see Chicago like never before with a private vertiport helicopter hangar experience. Perfect for birthdays and celebrations. Book yours today at skyparty.vip.
Cubs leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Pete Crow Armstrong gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $200 to service dog charities. First pitch to PCA, hit in the air to left. Toward the line is Fermin, and it's an easy out. An opposite field fly ball by Pete Crow Armstrong. 1 down. No score, bottom of the first. Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Ron, we saw Palante about a month and a week ago in St. Louis. He's never beaten the Cubs. What's the plan against him?
Well, you might as well be ready to hit when you go in the batter's box. That's first.
Alex Bregman takes ball one.
He doesn't strike out many, but he certainly doesn't walk many, as we're going to get a challenge here.
Previous pitch of the ball, the catcher has challenged.
And catcher Herrera, ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
And it was a strike, so a successful challenge by Herrera.
But to me, the one thing I'll Palante, he's got a good fastball, mid-90s fastball, somewhere around 95. And he likes to throw it for strikes, usually more of the upper part of the zone than the lower, which is kind of odd for a guy that gets a lot of ground balls. When you look at his hot zones with his fastball, they're more up than down. But his other pitch, he's got a sinker and a slider that does induce a lot of ground ball action.
Here's the 1-1 to Bregman. Off the inside, a fastball 2-1.
Guys like this, Pat, when you weren't sure what he was going to do, I would really lock in early in the ballgame to right center field.
Yeah, the 2-1, a very quiet windup by Palante. The pitch, big bouncer back to the mound. One hop, easy play for the pitcher, Palante. And he throws out Bregman, 1-3, 2 down. 0-0 game, and the batter is Michael Busch.
First inning, powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Palante, a solidly built right-hander, 6 feet tall, 220 pounds. Born in Mission Viejo, California, makes his home in San Clemente. Also in Southern Cal. Here's a drive foul off to the left out of play. Mission Viejo, in the world of swimming and diving, noted for some tremendous swimming teams and amateur athletic success over the years. Here's the pitch outside. San Clemente, that's where the former president Richard Nixon had his retirement home, as I recall. 2 down, and here is Michael Busch waiting for the 1-1. Busch has feasted on Cardinal pitching the last couple of years. He dribbles one to third. This is going to be a base hit. A swinging bunt by Michael Busch. I remember, Ron, we were talking about Busch in St. Louis a little over a month ago. Last year against St. Louis in 12 games, Busch had 9 home runs in the 12 games and hit .438.
Yeah. You know the old song, when you're hot, you're hot? Busch, everything he does against Cardinals seems to turn out well.
Here is Seiya Suzuki. 2 outs, a man at first. Seiya will take a strike.
Well, when you play in a ballpark that the stadium's named after you, you should do pretty good there, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
It's a very good point. Even though the spelling might be a little different.
Or it might be the same.
But Busch had a 3-homer game at Wrigley against the Cardinals a year ago on the 4th of July. And that was the game started by Miles Michaelis. Curveball strike to Suzuki. Cubs, I think, hit 6 of the 8 home runs against Michaelis. And Busch had 3 of them, and the Cubs had a total of 8 for a record for a 9-inning game. Cubs team record. There's a bluff move to first. Always something special, though, when these two teams play, Ron. Every little play seems more important, more dramatic.
The rivalry itself and the fans understanding it and how it goes about, I couldn't agree more.
Suzuki backs away from a high inside pitch.
5-mile-an-hour fastball up and in. Speed gun powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Seiya hitting .274 as he swings and fouls it back and out of play. Seiya had a single, double, and home run a couple of days ago against San Diego.
Today's going to be one of these rare games, Pat, here as of late. that the wind really is not going to be much of a factor. The flag's very limp in center field, so the ball will carry, but normal carry, not wind-blown carry.
Seiya had a good look at a breaking ball, and it was low and outside, 2-2. Nothing game, bottom of the first. This is the only day game going on around the big leagues on this very special American weekend. And now the set for the 2-2. The runner not going. Seiya takes outside. So we've gone about as far as we can go in this plate appearance. Ian Happ is on deck. Let's see if Seiya gets something to hammer here on 3-2.
Defensive alignment, as we're talking, the center fielder moving over towards Church, towards right center now.
Seiya hits one foul. He waited as long as he could on a breaking ball and just did foul it back. He almost did the splits.
Yeah, I'll tell you the one thing about Palante that he does very well, because of his arm action going right over the top, you know, he does a good job with the slider and the curveball of getting on top of those pitches and getting downward movement on them.
Bush leads. There he goes. The pitch taken high, ball 4. After the first two men were retired, Bush had the swinging bunt single, and now Suzuki a base on balls, and here is Ian Happ.
Now here's where you need a big 2-out hit from Ian. Defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment, material handling handle. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Playing Ian in the outfield around towards left center.
The pitch on the way to Happ, swing and a foul back. Ian, interesting. He takes a lot of first pitches, but every once in a while it's like he's anticipating what a scouting report might say about him, which is he's taking the first one, and then he starts jumping on the first one.
Now you get runners in scoring position. I don't blame him.
Here comes the 0-1, and Happ lays off a pitch high, 1-1. Palante lifetime 0-4 against the Cubs. Against the league this year, he's pitching well. 9 wins already before the All-Star break. 9-5. 2 outs, 2 on, no score. The 1-1 from Palante. Happ hits a ground ball foul past first.
Feel like a Bosch prediction. Brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. Now, do you feel... Are you in the Bosching mood?
I could be. Make me an offer.
Yeah, well, they did. Our station.
Here comes the stretch. That was quick. Yeah. Here's the 1-2. Happ takes high for a ball, 2-2. So now it's just a verbal offer, nothing in writing just yet.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
To you, yes. Sorry about that, partner, but
now I'm confused.
Yeah,
and it doesn't take much.
I was going to say, jump in my shoes. It's a daily occurrence.
Here's the 2-2 to Happ. Pulled foul on the ground, right side. Palante throwing a lot of off-speed stuff. He's up to 21 pitches in this first inning, and it's still going on.
And you see with all those breaking balls he's throwing, guys are hitting that pitch on the ground, and that's where you see all the ground ball action he gets.
Runners take their leads. Bush away from second. Suzuki off of first. No score, 2 down, first inning. Happ swings and misses, strike 3. Best fastball of the inning, quite possibly, from Andre Palante. Cubs don't score. We go to inning number 2. 0-0 game on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The...
Caglione, it's 0-1. McClanahan delivers. Caglione bashes it high in the air, deep right field, headed for the roof. It's off the catwalk. He hit the D-ring at the truck. A mammoth home run from Jack Caglione. His first hit in his hometown.
As soon as it left his bat, it was so loud, you knew it was going to be out. It was just a matter of how far is it going to be out.
It is measured at 435 feet. At least. Caglione is 1 for 2 with a long home run tonight.
Here's the pitch. Fastball laced high in the air, deep left center field. Mullins is back. He looks up. It's gone. Off the wall. It caroms back in play. Home run signaled.
Iowa State Fair, the award-winning Des Moines Arts Festival, and Hinterland, one of the Midwest's can't-miss music festivals. Add in an iCubs game, a tenderloin as big as home plate, and a few surprises along the way, and suddenly your trip is whatever you want it to be. Des Moines, it's a trip. Make it yours at catchdesmoines.com. Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
Round 2 at Wrigley. Cubs and Cardinals are scoreless. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Huh?
Okay, Zach, thank you. Alec Burleson, left-handed batting first baseman, hitting .274, takes a strike from David Peterson. Bregman shallow at third, anticipating a bunt possibly. The 0-1 is lifted foul and out of play, and now Bregman will back up at third. Great crowd at Wrigley, ready to make some noise and have some fun. The 0-2 pitch bounced back to the mound. Good play by Peterson. His throw low to first, but handled by Bush. And that's out number 1. Good reactions, though, on the comebacker.
Yeah, this ball's hit sharply. It probably going to be fielded by Dansby at short, but if Peterson can get it, easier play than it going all the way out to short. Nice play. Good reactions by Peterson.
In response to the devastating earthquakes in Venezuela, the Cubs and Cubs Charities are very generously donating $50,000 to support humanitarian relief efforts for communities impacted by the disaster. Mason Wynn, the batter, hits it in the air to right, slicing foul, and this ball is going to be back out of play. No score, second inning. In fact, fans attending this series are encouraged to donate by scanning the QR codes displayed around Wrigley Field, including on video boards and digital signage. Donations will also be accepted online at www.cubscharities.org. There is a ball. It's 1-1. That's www.cubscharities.org. Here's a swing and a miss. Good fastball. And that began at midnight last night, and it'll run through the 3rd of July until midnight that evening. So that's tonight. There's a pitch in there for a call, strike 3. Kind of a delayed call by Dan Bellino on a nice off-speed pitch, and Mason Wynn is out number 2.
Yeah, it's a little backdoor hook that catches a corner away and at the knees. Very good pitch for strike 3. You know, I played in Venezuela, Pat, years ago in winter ball, and my home city was Puerto La Cruz, Venezuela. But we played many games in Caracas and, you know, around the country. Just phenomenally nice people. Boy, you know they're really struggling right now with all the devastation from that earthquake.
Yeah, some of the video, very hard to watch. The 1-0 pitch is hit foul off to the left out of play. You think about kids and you think about family members being separated from one another, and it's too horrendous to even imagine.
Yeah, they've gone through a lot. They really have.
Now the 1-1 to Fermin. Off-speed pitch is outside. Going to hold on to that and possibly read that again during this broadcast. No score. We're in the second inning. And the next pitch on the way. It's outside. Well, we had quite a storm. You'd call it a big league rainstorm about 2 hours before the game. It was as dark as you could possibly imagine, and pouring rain. And the wind was downright frightening. There is a strike in the count, 3-2. I thought the foul poles were just going to get blown over.
I have never seen the flags in center field above our scoreboard get blown like that. I was worried about, you're talking about straight line winds and things like that. That was something.
Fly ball to left, down the line. Could be trouble in the corner. That's going to be a fair ball bouncing up against the wall. Happ chasing it down, and Jose Fermin has a 2-out double. So with 2 down, a man at second, and the batter is Blaze Jordan.
Well, Peterson tries to go up and in with the 2-seamer, and Fermin does a really good job of getting ahead of the bat out to this ball. He hooks it down the line, and it just stays fair. It bounces off the basket on one hop and stays in the field of play. So a 2-out double.
Jordan hitting .214. Right-handed batting third baseman. He'll take a strike. Cardinals still trying to fill the spot that Nolan Arenado held down for several years at third base. He has since moved on. Now the 0-1 from David Peterson. This pitch is down low, and it's 1-1. I would say the Cardinals still probably trying to replace Yadier Molina behind the plate. He was such a fixture for 2 full decades and a tremendous player. Here's the 1-1, and it's down low. And I've always thought, Ron, when you have a star player like that, and name any star player for any big league team, if he's been there 10 or 15 years, it's going to take a while to transition away from him.
It really is. And the Cardinals have showed they tried to go out, sign Wilson Contreras.
Liner off the body of Peterson. It goes to short, no play, and now is Peterson okay? He never fell down, but that hit him flush, and I'm not sure where it got him. He's walking around between the mound and second base. Trainer Nick Frangella running out. Peterson never went down, but it hit him square in the body. And let's take another look, Ron.
Yeah, it either hit him in the body, part arm and body, and like rib cage area. So he's pointing. Let's see where this ball gets him. Oh no, it gets him in the chest. How about that? I did not think that was the case, but it hit him in the, I believe, in the left chest area, kind of your pectoral muscle, kind of, and then goes towards third.
So the left-hander will make a few warm-up tosses. He never fell down, but it hit him and then caromed out towards second base. And after just one warm-up, he says, I'm okay. Watching it again here, Ron, it looks like it nailed him over on the right side, maybe in the upper arm on the right side. What do you think?
Yeah, it's up in that. He pointed at his chest, like his pec muscle, but might have got part arm and chest the way it deflected.
Nathan Church, the batter, runners at first and third, 2 down, no score, second inning. As Jordan gets the infield single, Fermin went to third on the play. Church, a .254 hitter, left-handed batting, number 9 batsman. Peterson's pitch. Church will take a strike. Cardinals got in the wee hours. They came in from Atlanta, where they took 2 out of 3 against the Braves. The Braves very tough to beat in their park this year. Cardinals enjoyed a 7-run 7th inning last night in an easy win. Now the 1-1. Hit in the air, foul out of play. What's on your mind on 1 and 2?
Well, you got some options. You can go with a slower breaking ball. To me, against Church, he's come up and, he's got a couple hundred at bats, 7 home runs, so he's got some pop in his bat. But I would think this looks like down and away slider to me.
Lefty to lefty, the 1-2. There was the breaking ball, line foul. Church was fooled a little bit, did not take a great swing, kind of a protection type swing, and almost poked it down the left field line. David Peterson, the long-legged left-hander, ready for the 1-2 pitch. And a pickoff throw to first.
The pitching strategy, up and in, down and away, up and in, down and away. You can They've been doing that since the beginning of baseball. Still works.
And probably will be doing it years and years from now. Here's the 1-2. Low and outside, blocked skillfully by Kelly. A little extra pressure on a catcher when you call for breaking balls that you know might end up in the dirt when you've got a guy at third and 2 outs. Runners take their leads, first and third. No score, second inning. The 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air, foul off to the left and out of play.
Went away with the heater that last pitch. Good pitch in the outside corner. Church has done a good job of spoiling some good pitches from Peterson.
It's cloudy and warm, 77, a little on the muggy side. And the 2-2 pitch, swing and a foul back. He tried to sneak a fastball inside on him. And Church fouled it back. Cloudy skies. Lights have been turned on early in the afternoon. And we welcome all of you for tuning in the radio to join us here at Wrigley Field. Here's the 2-2. Hit in the air to right. Treble. Back is Suzuki at the wall. It's a 3-run home run. Nathan Church, a 3-run homer to right, and the Cardinals score first.
I believe this is a breaking ball, but it doesn't get away. It stays up and out over the plate. Church stays on this pitch, doesn't give it the front side, and then just hooks it. It's a line drive over Suzuki's head. And as we've seen all weekend long, the ball carrying here at Wrigley and ends up in about the third row of the bleachers.
Again, you just know the ball is going to carry today. I would make a Bosch prediction, Ron. I'll bet we're going to see at least 5 home runs in this game between these two teams.
Yeah, it very well could be. It's going to be another one of those days. Tommy Hotovy going to the mound to talk to his left-hander.
Peterson got the first 2. Then Fermin doubled. Jordan had the infield single off the body of the pitcher, Peterson, and now a 3-run homer by Church. And J.J. Weatherholt takes a strike.
Well, and this has all happened since the line drive back at him.
There comes the 0-1 to Weatherholt, and that'll miss downstairs. That is always a very frightening thing to watch, and you can only imagine being a pitcher with that ball coming back at you at a frightening speed, and you just don't have a chance trying to get protection. You don't even have time to get your glove, for example, up in front of your head.
Yeah, no, balls are hitting certain spots. You're just going to get hit with it if it's hit hard.
Now the 1-2, a swing and a miss, strike 3, but the Cardinals score first. They get 3 runs on the number 9 hitter, Nathan Church, with a 3-run homer. We go to the bottom of inning number 2, 3-0 Redbirds on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs.
Williams pops it up. Another one for Jeffers. Well, the best part about it is that he can actually try to smile a little bit.
Jeffries laughs at himself, and I think that's cool, because I'm not laughing at his inability to catch the pop. And that's the way the game is. You have to be able to laugh at yourself a little bit.
This is going to be one of those games that you're going to have to fight the elements. Wow! And I don't think that'll be the last bat toss we see tonight.
I would imagine not. As he slid behind Neto, took out his legs, but Neto held onto the ball.
Check out what our cameras caught. That's right. Smacking himself in the face. He really likes to pump himself up and make himself angry.
Oh, he used the hat. That's pretty nice. Yeah, take a bow. All right, absolutely.
course, the lowest prices every day on top brands like Bosch. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
Don't wait. Wrigley Field experiences are still available for the September 12th game. VIP packages include game tickets, a pregame reception, a tour, and a meet and greet with a current Cubs player. Learn more at cubs.com/Wrigley Field Experience. Pat?
Well, let's see if the Cubs can answer the 3 runs by the Cardinals with a rally of their own. Nico Horner taking ball 1. Palante's pitch in there. Nope, it's taken high for ball 2. The Cardinals are going to challenge that call by Dan Bellino.
Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
And it was a strike.
Pitch is a strike. Count is 1-1.
So far, Herrera is 2 for 2 in his challenges. Nico hitting 240. And a pitch on the way. Horner hits a drive toward right center field. On the run is Church. And that ball is going to be a base hit. It hits the ground, I believe. Or is it a catch? Is it a catch by Walker in right?
Brock Ballou, the second base umpire, went out, and Walker is the guy that makes the play on it. He calls it a catch. And look again, yes, he makes a great sliding catch in right center field. Excellent play, showed great range and speed for the big fella playing right.
Brock Ballou, the second base umpire, had good eyes to see that catch, and it was a clean grab. One away, and Michael Conforto steps in. 3-0 St. Louis, second inning. First pitch to Conforto is down low for ball 1. And the next offering on the way. Bouncing ball to the right side. Routine play for Weatherholt. And that's going to be out number 2. Conforto is retired, and the batter is Carson Kelly.
One thing in the early going here, just in kind of paying close attention to what Palante's doing, he's hitting the spots. He really is. That last fastball was a 4-seamer, straight as a string, but right on the border of the inside corner. So he has been able to locate his pitches around the edges of the strike zone.
Here's Carson Kelly. Let's see if Carson can keep the inning alive for the sizzling hot Dansby Swanson. Dansby, the hottest slugger in the game right now. Coming off of an 8 RBI performance a couple of days ago against San Diego, including a grand slam. 1 ball and 1 strike on Kelly. 3 different starting times in this weekend series. Night game tomorrow, day game Sunday. We'll get you the exact starting times a bit later. Here's a foul off to the right, out of play. Kelly hitting 281. The Cardinals started their rally with 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the inning. Let's see if Kelly can get on. Right-hander to right-hander. Palante ready. And the 1-2 serve is taken down low. 2-2.
Who's looking around the ballpark now and up in the sky and the planes coming into Chicago? 2 hours ago, it's about as bad a storm as we've seen blow through Wrigley, and now it's like a beautiful night here at the friendly confines.
Kelly hits a bouncer toward the middle. A diving stop by Wynn, but no play. Wynn dove for the ball, kept it on the infield, but could not glove it cleanly. And once you dive for a ball as a shortstop and it comes out of your glove, you have almost no chance.
Yep. The other thing about that play, Pat, is even if he comes up with the ball where he catches it clean, that is an area where they dump a lot of the water, when they remove the tarp and they first flip it over. If you noticed, he dove for that ball, but he kept sliding because that ground is still, got to be damp.
Dansby Swanson hits one in the air to right, playable for Walker. Over near the line, makes the catch to end the inning. Cubs don't score. It's on to inning number 3. Cardinals 3, Cubs nothing. On the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of...
Do you mind clearing up what in the world a guy with one career big league hit is doing with a baseball card that looks like this?
Yeah, every player in the mid to late 80s wanted to dupe a photographer, right? The entire rest of the season, I was wondering what my card would look like next year if I was able to sneak it through. And I open it up and I see one with me with the eye black and the batting gloves.
And you celebrate.
I was like, yeah, I duped him.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.com.
Southwest Airlines is the official airline of your Chicago Cubs. And you can bet your sweet Cubbies we fly to their away games. Hint, hint.
Time 3 at Wrigley. It's the Cardinals 3 and the Cubs nothing. Cloudy and 74 degrees. The flags not moving above the center field scoreboard. Time and temperature sponsored by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
Okay, Zach, Ivan Herrera will lead things off against the left-hander David Peterson and take outside for ball 1. Herrera lined out to Swanson at short in the first inning. He pulls a bouncer foul toward third. Just getting started in this weekend series between the Cubs and Cardinals, always special. Cubs 5 games behind Milwaukee in this division race. Here's a swing and a foul back. 7:08 is the game time tomorrow night, so a regular time right after 7 o'clock. Shota Imanaga against Kyle Leahy. The Sunday game at 1:30, and that's on Peacock Television. Tomorrow night's game is on Fox TV. Sunday's matchup, Javier Assad and Matthew Liberatore. Line drive, base hit to center by Ivan Herrera.
Second sharply hit ball Herrera's hit. If you recall, he's the guy that hit the line drive at Dansby that he caught in the air, and they tried to double off. Runner at first, and the ball ended up ricocheting off Michael Busch's glove, went into the dugout or a camera wall. And that's the second line drive he's hit.
Jordan Walker, the batter. Walker struck out in the first inning. No crouch at all in his batting stance. And the first pitch, check swing, it's a strike. A call made by Mark Ripperger, the first base umpire. Cardinals playing at Wrigley for the first time this season. Cubs beat them 5 out of the 6 at Wrigley a year ago, including the final 3 of the regular season in late September. Outside to Walker, 1-1. And now the pitch by Peterson. Line to left center in the gap, base hit all the way to the wall, bouncing off the vines, racing to third and holding is Herrera on a double by Jordan Walker. And the Cardinals already leading by 3, threatening with men at second and third and nobody out.
Yeah, this ball well struck. This is a fastball or a cutter that just comes to the inner half, up a little bit. Walker got the head of the bat to it and bangs it off the right next to the 368 mark in left center field.
See what the Cubs infield will do. Some of the Cub infielders looking into the dugout.
I think they're playing the middle infielders back a little bit. Herrera, the catcher, does not run well at third.
Velasquez, the batter. Nelson Velasquez fouls it back 0-1.
So let's say, Dansby's playing halfway in. A sharply a ground ball to Dansby. If Herrera takes off for the plate, he's going to throw home.
Peterson working out of the stretch. Runners take their lead, second and third. Nobody out. Cardinals already leading 3-0. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Now, if you're Peterson, you're thinking strikeout, Ron.
Yeah, you either go down and in, you got options. He's had an excellent changeup so far today. That last one was a fastball that was running away from Velasquez. It might be a good time for that changeup.
Peterson taking a little extra time. Big, tall southpaw ready for the 0-2 pitch to Velasquez. Swung on and fouled away. Upper deck, right side. We're getting close to a station break. We'll pass one along as soon as Velasquez bats. Here comes the 0-2. Fouled away. 10 for ID right here. In fact, this is the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
David Peterson with a brand new ball ready for the 0-2 pitch. It's on the way. Hit high in the air into left center. It's deep. It is playable for Pete Crow Armstrong, but a run will score. The throw goes to third. The throw is going to be offline, and the Cardinals score a run. And the runner from second, Walker, advances to third. It's 4-0 St. Louis. Velasquez with the RBI.
Yes, ball pretty well struck. Hit really high in the air, and as you said, Pat, deep, about a step in from the warning track is where Pete catches this in deep left center field. Because of that, both runners advance.
4-0 St. Louis. Cubs have the infield in. Alec Burleson, left-handed batter, waiting. And he'll take outside.
Cardinals have a few guys with big RBI numbers so far this season. Burleson, one of them. He's got 58 with 14 home runs.
Lefty to lefty. Chopper foul right side. This guy takes a big swing.
Big, strong guy, there's no doubt. He's looking to hit a ball a long way.
Slightly open stance. Very little crouch in his batting stance. The bearded left-handed batter waiting for David Peterson. The 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball right side. Gloved by Bush. Nice play. Holding at third is the runner. And Bush runs over and steps on the bag. Beautiful play by Michael Bush. He dove and made the stop, looked over at third to make sure that Walker wasn't thinking about trying to score, and then ran over to step on the bag at first.
Walker did not get a very good lead or break off third base, and that's probably why he held. This usually is a play where the runner at third base would be going on contact, but he did not get a good break at all.
Mason Wynn, the batter. He'll take a strike.
Third inning is brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. People in your corner who stand up for you wherever you go. Consumers Credit Union.
4-0 Cardinals. 2 down, third inning. Here's a roller foul toward the third base dugout. 0-2. What do you like here, Ron?
Well, you got a couple options. I think so far for Peterson, his best pitch has been the changeup. That's been the best pitch in particular to the right-handed hitter.
Peterson with a brand new ball, ready for the 0-2. Short lead by the runner Walker at third. And the 2-strike pitch, just a little bit inside. Didn't miss by much. 1-2 to Mason Wynn.
Well, now you got him set up for that changeup. See if he goes to change down and away.
And the 1-2. A line drive, shallow right field. That's going to be a base hit. It looked like the pitch you talked about, Ron. The changeup low and away, and Wynn goes right with it and strokes a single into right, and the Cardinals have scored again and lead 5-0.
Yeah, it is changeup. It's up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. It's above the knees. And if it was probably down about 6 inches lower, you might have got a strikeout. But it was up about maybe mid-thigh, and Wynn put a pretty good swing on it and just dumped it into short right.
Fermin, the batter, he drives one toward right center in the gap. That's going to be trouble, and it's going to score a run. Wynn, who runs very well, racing around third and scoring. And the Cardinals now lead 6-0 on an RBI double by Jose Fermin, his second double of the day.
Fermin's first at bat, he doubled right down the left field line, hit one to the track that just barely stayed in the field of play. And now this time, pitch away, he splits the defense in right center. Pete has to go chase this ball down and ends up driving in another run. Third run in the inning for St. Louis.
They lead 6-0. Blaze Jordan, the batter, hits a fly ball into center field. It'll be caught by PCA, and that ends the inning. But the Cardinals, with back-to-back 3-run innings, lead 6-0 in the middle of the third on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ. Listen to every...
Decking and railing, everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com.
Zach, we're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game as we go to the bottom of inning number 3. Top of the order for the Cubs. Let's see if they can take a bite out of their deficit. 6-0 St. Louis, but it's the kind of a day or night where you can score a lot of runs in a hurry. Pete Armstrong takes inside, the count 2-0. The Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Pete flied to left his first time. And the pitch on the way, line foul down the right field side.
Honored before the game, Pete was as the National League Player of the Month. So big congratulations to him. And some month he had.
Well deserved. Here's the 2-1. Pete takes high, 3-1.
Month of June, 381. 40 hits, 11 bombs, and 20 driven in.
And great defense.
Yeah, always, yeah.
3-1 pitch on the way to Pete. And he'll take a strike, making him work. 3-2. And his defense, he covers an enormous amount of territory in center and in the alleys. And he's got a great throwing arm, too. He just, he beats you every way possible. Payoff pitch from Palante. And Pete chops it foul to stay alive. Always a few Cardinal fans at Wrigley when the two teams play here, just like we always see some Cubby Blue over in St. Louis when we go there. Cardinals have been, I would say, one of the surprise teams this year. As Pete cracks one toward right center, and it's off the glove of Walker. Pete's going for two. The throw to second base, they'll never get him. Walker made a diving, backhanded try in the alley. I'm not sure why he didn't catch that ball, Ron. What do you think?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you. He kind of slide dives for this ball, reaches up, and this looks like a ball he's going to catch. And I just think it hit him almost in like that heel of the glove on the outside part of your hand. And ricochets all the way towards center. Pete kicks on the Jets and ends up at second. But this was a ball that I'm sure Walker feels like he should have caught.
It's a leadoff double. Alex Bregman takes inside.
I wouldn't say it was an easy play, but he got to the ball and slid and just didn't come up with it.
Sometimes, Ron, a fielder will dive for a ball, and after the play you think, I'm not sure I even needed to dive for that
there
ball.
You go,
Now the pitch to Bregman, and that's going to be a strike.
Doubles by Cubs batter, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. And they're challenging this pitch. Ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
Good challenge. Smart play by Alex Bregman. It was very high. So it's ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Cubs trail 6-0, third inning. Nobody out and a man at second. This big crowd ready to make some noise. The 2-0 from Palante. And Bregman will take a strike. 2-1. With the weather warming up now and becoming very hitting friendly at Wrigley and other parks this time of year. Let's see if Bregman starts to lift that batting average. He's better than a 240 hitter.
Yeah, he's just been a much better offensive player through his career. He's got 30 RBIs and 7 home runs.
Here's the 2-1. Fouled away, 2-2. I think when a guy signs a big free agent contract, Ron, sometimes he's trying. I mean, he's really pressing maybe a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would absolutely agree with that. That you just, the self-inflicted pressure on trying to play is, and get off to a great start can be a problem.
And the 2-2 pitch. Curveball is low, blocked by the catcher Herrera. Palante, after 2+ innings, is up to 45 pitches. I think most managers are happy in conditions like this if their starter goes 5 full innings.
Yeah, I would agree.
Anything beyond that would be gravy. Pete Crow Armstrong at second, nobody out. 6-0 St. Louis. 3-2 pitch on the way. Fouled away, and we'll do it again.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
I'll start the attendance guesses with 40,404. I put a lot of time into that guess.
It's like a good poker hand. Get a full house.
Yeah. Now the 3-2. Bregman bounces one to third. Glove by Jordan. The throw across in time, and Pete moves up to third after the throw across.
Now, Pete does a very good job. He doesn't give ground back towards second after he takes his secondary lead. He just holds his ground. And because of that, then the throw goes across the diamond from Jordan, and Pete just takes off for third. Not even a throw. at third base. So very nice base running play by Pete Crow Armstrong.
So Michael Busch with an RBI opportunity. And he'll take outside for a ball. Kind of an awkward looking delivery by Palante. Almost looked like that ball slipped out of his hand. Cubs trying to get on the board, down by 6. A lot of baseball left, only in the third inning. The 1-0. Off speed down low, ball 2.
Cubs need to get on the board here. You get a great scoring chance. I'd love to see Michael get something up out over the plate and hammer one into the bleachers.
Again, he had a 3-homer game against these Redbirds a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. And the 2-0. Hit in the air to shallow left. Racing in the left fielder Fermin. No chance for Pete to tag, and that's out number 2 as the throw comes in. Busch pops out to shallow left, and it's up to Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, even with the great speed that Pete has at third base, this ball very shallow. He would have been out by 10 steps.
The umpires, we mentioned Bellino behind the plate, Ripperger at first, Ballou at second, Merzel at third. Let's see if Seiya can drive in the run. And the pitch to Seiya. It's in for a strike. The announcement of the umpires brought to you by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National Bank. Suzuki had a base on balls in the first. The 0-1 from Palante. And Seiya takes way outside, ball 2. Make it ball 1. 1-1.
1-1. Say as a cleanup hitter today, they're sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star Bosch kitchen today at grandappliance.com. That was feeling Boschish today.
Here comes the 1-1. Swinging a bouncer foul. 1-2.
I'd like to know what that means, but I got nothing.
Oddly enough, it made sense to me. I was comfortable with it.
Yeah. That's why we get along so well.
1-2 on Suzuki. This crowd ready to make some noise. The 1-2 pitch. And Seiya takes high for a ball.
Seiya has done a lot of damage over the last few weeks on breaking balls away. See if he gets one here. That last pitch was a high fastball. See if he gets a hook and he hammers it to the middle of the diamond.
Here's the 2-2. Outside, it's 3-2.
Yeah, he got the breaking ball, but Palante did not throw it in the zone.
Cubs in their City Connect Friday afternoon uniforms. White trousers, powder blue shirts with red numbers on their backs. Cardinals in their traveling grays. Gray shirts and pants. Seiya fouls it back. Cardinals have red hats, helmets, numbers, sleeves, and socks. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. 2 down, a man at third. Cubs trail by 6. And the pitch. Hit in the air to left center. Pretty well hit. Back goes Church. Back near the fence. Church makes the catch. Right up against the wall in deep left center, and the inning comes to an end. Cubs squander a leadoff double by PCA. We go to inning number 4. Cardinals 6, Cubs nothing on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk.
Did he get another one? You bet. And a new Rockies record for home runs in front of the All-Star break. Seiya, deep left. Cubs win. Seiya wins
The magician makes another one disappear. My word! He has homered in 4 straight games.
Casey Mize had one of the best starts of the year for a Tiger pitcher.
That stuff tonight was absolutely filthy, just allowing 1 hit with 10 strikeouts.
Cowser's at the wall. Cowser takes away another. Come on now. Back-to-back days, Colton Cowser has robbed a home run here at Camden Yards.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so. Dear America, Toyota's Independence Day sales event is on now. Discover star-spangled savings on Toyota's legendary lineup. Visit Toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. This is the only game currently going on in the big leagues around the National League Central. Later on tonight, Pirates visiting the Nationals in Washington.
Nathan Church will take a strike. Zach, what else you got?
The Reds are hosting the Orioles in Cincinnati, and much later on tonight, the Brewers out west to take on the Diamondbacks in Arizona.
Here's a drive towards center. Back goes PCA near the track. Backpedaling, makes the catch in deep left center. And that's out number 1.
And Pat, the Cubs starting the day 5 back of first place Milwaukee in the National League Central.
So Milwaukee starting a series out in the desert. Phoenix, Arizona. Probably nice and toasty this time of year out there. J.J. Weatherholt takes down low.
Yeah, I would say toasty's a good way to describe it.
Their summer is like our winter.
Yeah.
It goes on and on and on for a long time.
Way longer than you want it to. The people in Arizona would beg for an 85-degree day right now.
And it stays through September, October sometimes. Here comes the 1-1. Taken for a strike, 1-2.
Going to challenge this ball strike call.
The batter has challenged.
Ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
Now you guys have to make your attendance guesses. We would hate to disqualify you for a late entry.
Okay.
That would be not the way you want to start your holiday weekend.
No, being DQ'd, no. That.
Fly ball to right. Suzuki is there. He's going to make the catch. 2 down. 4th inning. Cardinals on top 6-0. And the batter is Ivan Herrera.
I'll say 40,400. I take that back. That's a little. I thought you said 40,004. You're 40,404. That might be a little.
I was feeling a little squeezed.
That's more than a little squeeze. That's just flat out tight.
Ready to do an orange juice commercial.
Yeah. I'll go with 40,100. How's that? A little better? Yeah.
Not quite as squeezy.
Yeah.
Curveball swung on and missed. 0-2.
Good luck, Zach.
I'll go 39,500. We'll leave the liquids out of this.
And the 0-2 pitch to Herrera, fouled away, and we'll do it again.
Richie?
I'm going to go 38,500.
Okay.
Way less squeeze.
Thanks to you two for not being squeezish.
Yeah. 4 might have been a little close.
Yeah, I would say very. Here's a pitch outside for a ball, 1-2.
Good thing I'm not on social media. I'd have gotten all kinds of, I just don't see it. So save your texting, folks.
Here's the 1-2, and it's taken down low for a ball. Somebody invited me to do a FaceTime the other day, and I had to decline for pure lack of knowledge. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way, and it's down low. I think I did it once many years ago.
Okay.
And it took much longer than it should have.
Okay.
And the It's just not something I've revisited. Has it changed over the years?
That would be a great question for the guys in the back row.
So you're not a FaceTimer either?
Yeah, that's FaceTiming is when the calls back and forth, right? And you're looking into the phone, right?
It's like a video call.
Yeah. No, I'm not big on that. No.
Pat, you'll be up to date during the break, I promise.
Yeah.
So, Zach, are you a FaceTimer frequently? Would you say you're a daily FaceTimer?
With the people that mean the most to you, I find it to be a great method of communication.
So is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a long answer for yes.
Walker will take outside for a ball. Herrera drawing the 2-out walk.
See, now, partner, you have to have the technology on your phone to be able to FaceTime, and I'm not totally sure if you do or not.
That would be my first weakness. Here comes the 1-0 pitch outside. Having a phone would be my second weakness.
Yeah, you have one, though.
Yes, I
do.
do.
That's a positive.
Yes, I do. Last time I checked. 2-0 on Walker. Now the phone has become an absolute essential item for all of us, right? It used to be keys and wallet. Okay, I'm ready to go. Now you have to go keys, wallet, and phone.
That's right. Yeah.
Does anybody still take a hanky with them?
It's awfully personal.
It is. Ron Santos set me straight many years ago as this pitch is down low for ball 4. I asked him about a hanky, and he said, "The hanky bit is gone." So that set me set me straight. Of course, I still carry a hanky.
Yeah.
But I like the way you put it. Very delicate.
Yeah, as Ronnie usually could. Yeah.
Tommy Hotovy, the pitching coach, out to the mound. Back-to-back walks here in the inning to Herrera and Walker. And Nelson Velasquez batting. And now the Cubs are in a spot. They really can ill afford to fall much further behind. Not only are they down 6-0 in the 4th inning, but the pitcher, Andre Palante, has been very impressive so far.
Yeah, he has. That's for sure. So you're going to have to do... Cubs offense is going to have to do something in this ball game soon. But you really need to get this final out of the 4th.
Velasquez, right-handed batter, drove in a run with a sac fly his last time up. Takes a curveball outside for ball 1. 2 outs, 2 on. Peterson at 85 pitches, so he's nearing the end of his day of work, you would think. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. 1-1.
That's been his best pitch today, has been the change. When he's gotten a good swing and miss, it has been the changeup.
And the 1-1 from the lefty Peterson. Low and inside, it's 2-1. Cardinals managed just 1 win in 6 games at Wrigley a year ago. And the 2-1 on the way. And that's down low. So back-to-back walks and now a 3-1 count, and this is downright uncomfortable from a Cubs standpoint.
Yeah, 40 at-bats for Velasquez since getting called up to the big leagues, and he's got 3 bombs. You know he's going to look to go deep here.
Herrera and Walker have both drawn base on balls. Lights have been on. Still cloudy and warm and humid. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Might have foul-tipped it. He did. He foul-tipped it to stay alive.
Yeah, that pitch down and in. He took a big rip. Fouled it right back into Kelly. Runners will be going now on 3-2, 2 outs. See if he goes back to that changeup on 3-2.
Herrera leads at second. Walker away from first. The payoff pitch. Way outside, ball 4. So now Craig Counsell has a decision to make. Do you stay with Peterson? He's wobbly. Walking 3 in a row. Bryce Wilson throwing in the Cub bullpen. Alec Burleson, a tough left-handed batter, is up, and Peterson will stay in the game. Here's the pitch on the way. Line drive, base hit right field. It'll drive in one. Walker heading to the plate, and he'll score a 2-run single for Alec Burleson, and the Cardinals lead 8-0.
That's one of those, that pitch got a little too much of the plate. Line drive right over Nico's head. Scores a couple. It's a little slider right at the knees, but in the middle of the plate.
Greg Counsell has decided to make a pitching change, and we'll be right back in a moment. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. 8-0 Cardinals. We're in the 4th inning.
Ketel Marte, for the first time in his career, has homered in 4 consecutive ball games. He's homered in 4 straight, 5 of his last 6. That's 17.
1 earned run, 2 runs on 1 hit, no walks, and 9 strikeouts for Turk School. Just nice to see him get back to being dominating Turk School, because this is the guy we're going to see a lot of the rest of the year.
7 scoreless innings for Christopher Sanchez tonight, lowers his ERA to exactly 2.00.
It's a long home run for Junior Caminero. He's homered now in 5 consecutive games.
He has 8 home runs in his last 7 games. Those are video game numbers.
What a start for Cade Cavalli. Ends his night with an even 100 pitches, strikes out a career-high 13, and gets some love from his teammates and coaches.
And one of the games where the Cubs beat the Brewers as they took 2 out of 3. Right now, he inherits runners at first and third with 2 outs. The Cardinals leading 8-0. And the batter is Mason Wynn. Velasquez is able to go to third on the base hit by Burleson, who now has 60 runs batted in. And the pitch to Wynn is fouled away, and it's 0-1.
That's just been one of those games for the Cubs and for Peterson. He was just in the middle of the plate with some pitches, and the Cardinals have made him pay.
There's a looper foul, right side out of play. Again, this is the only day game going on around the big leagues. Kind of surprising in that area with the holiday coming up.
I would absolutely agree.
The next pitch fouled away off to the right out of play. And I think the schedule makers deserve a tip of the cap for scheduling the Cardinals and Cubs to play on the holiday weekend.
Yeah, no, I absolutely would agree. That's
a good move.
Yep, no doubt about it. They get beat up a little bit for some of the scheduling, but this is a quality one, no doubt.
Now the 0-2 hit in the air to left field. It's deep. Back goes Happ to the wall, and it's a 3-run homer. And the Cardinals have opened up an 11-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning.
Well, as you said yesterday, the Cardinals with a big 7th inning to help them win a ball game, and they've kept their hitting shoes on here in the first 4 innings. They have been banging the baseball to a 11-run output here, and we're only 2 outs in the 4th.
2 of the 3 runs on that homer charged to David Peterson, who worked 3 2/3 and charged with 10 earned runs. And it's 11-0 St. Louis. And the batter, Jose Fermin. Well, even though 11 is a very big number, this game is not over yet. I've seen too many crazy games at Wrigley. Here's a fly ball to right. caught by Suzuki, and that'll end the inning. But the Cubs need to put on some hitting shoes as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Cardinals 11, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs.
Jack Leiter making his season debut.
He's 148 K, second among all AL rookies.
Jack's 2-2. And a swing and a miss. There's his first strikeout of the season. He gets Mayo for the second out of the inning. That'll be the way to pitch. Here's the 3-2. And that's right in there. Alonso just frozen.
Sinking fastball from Leiter. He retires the side in order for the first time tonight.
Big over-the-top windup, and the 1-2 pitch, he struck him out swinging with a cutter at 94. Nice assortment of pitches there from Jack Leiter. And that new pitch, the cutter, strikes out Adley Rutschman. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Great screwball action, a changeup at 92. So Leiter making use of a couple of pitches he didn't even have 2 years ago when he made his major league debut.
It's 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Got him.
Job done. They leak. It's time to switch to North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers, so your loved ones can live with the freedom and dignity they deserve. North Shore will send out samples that stay dry 3 times longer than the store brands. That's North Shore adult diapers at northshore.com. And focus on life, not leaks.
When buying your next car, let Consumers Credit Union put you in the driver's seat with competitive rates and flexible terms. Join the people in your corner at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Guys, Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app.
Let's see if the Cubs can take a bite out of this large deficit. It's 11-0 Cardinals. Ian Happ first up. Happ will take a strike from Andre Palante. Ian batting left-handed. He'll take one down low, 1-1. Palante impressively has notched 5 straight road wins. It's not easy for a starting pitcher. Looking for his 10th win of the year here today. Happ hits a ground ball right side. Gloved by Burleson. He'll feed the pitcher on the bag. Out number 1. Happ bounces out. Score that one 3-1. And the batter is Nico Horner.
Nice play by the big first baseman, Burleson. He moves around pretty good. That one on the glove hand side, but a nice play.
Nico robbed on a good play by Walker in right field his first time. Nico will take a fastball strike.
To your point about Palante, you know, the way you win, I don't care what ballpark you're in, is being able to have good stuff and you can locate your pitches. And that's what we've seen so far today. He stayed out of the middle of the plate. He's had a very good curveball that he's used to the lefties. Good slider, and, you know, he's spotted his fastball all around the zone.
And the 1-1 pitch. Nico gets jammed and hits it foul down the third base line. Cubs could use a hot stretch from Nico Horner. I keep waiting for that 240 batting average to rise. Ron, how about you?
Yeah, same. He's just been one of them things, like in his last at bat he hit a bullet in the gap and Walker slides and make a catch on him. He's hitting a little bit of bad luck. He's been pulling the ball a lot more than he used to. And, and pulling a lot more ground balls and routine fly balls. But he starts using that other side of the field, you'll start seeing that batting average go up.
Bouncing ball at first, bobbled, and Nico's going to be safe at first. Burleson came in, tried to short hop the ball as he swiped at it with his glove, and the ball actually ended up in foul territory down near home plate. Kind of a crazy looking. Safe at first is Horner.
That was a crazy looking play. I'll agree to that. As a guy that played first base, that looked like he had the ejecto glove. The ball went to it. The ball just got ejected right out of it.
There's Michael Conforto, and he'll look at a ball down low.
Think his glove company is Rawlings. I'd be calling Rawlings and saying, take the frog out of this one, will you? Send me a new one.
Zach Zaidman hands me a note that says opponent error.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the 1-0, a check swing. That's going to be a strike.
See, he did a really good job with that read in New York, and I thought he was going to get that call to do those permanently.
Zach, you're welcome to read this North Shore adult diaper spot if you'd like to. Just all you have to do is ask.
Yeah, no.
The 1-1 pitch to Conforto is low and inside.
We even
for a
named
ball, 2-1.
We kind of took a name from someone else, one of our friends, Dick Vitale, who we've known for years, and Zach was reading it. It was the Diaper Dandy.
Well, if you guys insist. Errors by Cubs opponents are sponsored by North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers. Woo! For even the heaviest control problems, visit northshore.com.
You are hired.
Yep. We have a winner.
To Michael Conforto. I have a quick Dick Vitale story. He was in the booth with Ron Santo and me many years ago. And as he was ready to leave, I introduced myself. He says, I know who you are. I know. Here's a high fly ball to left center. It's going to be caught by the center fielder, Church, back near the track. And that's going to be out number 2. He said, it's been great to be here for a half inning with Santo and Schultz.
Oh, perfect.
So he really did his homework on that one.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So Santo called me Schultzy for the next 10 days or so.
Yeah. Trust me, I'll tell you this, you don't want that name. I've got one of those in my life who's a buddy. Yeah, we'll leave that one to him.
Carson Kelly, the batter. So ever since then, I've always kind of wondered about the detailed work of Dick Vitale. 1 ball and no strikes on Kelly. And a little chopper foul, but the look on Santo's face was hysterical.
Oh, I'm sure he loved that.
He thought it was hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure of that. I'm sure you didn't hear. You heard about that forever.
Only about a month. So, then he let it go. Schultz and Santo. Here's the 1-1. Pitch on the way. And it's taken high for a ball, 2-1. Life can be humbling.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little more than you even need. Right?
Absolutely.
2 balls and a strike on Kelly. And a pitch on the way. Bouncing ball to second. It'll be fielded by Weatherholt. Flips the short toss to the shortstop. Win on the bag at second. And that ends the inning. No runs for the Cubs. Zach will join Ron.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun. Yes. 2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha. And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bock beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Dude, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
You could describe Tulsa as a big, small town or a small, big city.
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
should be.
Cubs fans, it's Pat Hughes. To ensure that your business goals get across home plate, consider relocating to the Village of Bedford Park. Learn more at villageofbedfordpark.com.
Getting set for the top of the fifth here at Wrigley Field, the opener of a three-game set between the Cubs and Cardinals. It's a one-sided affair so far. St. Louis up 11-0 over the Cubs. Bryce Wilson on the mound, right-hander. At the plate, Blaze Jordan. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike sinking fastball from Wilson. Count is 0-1. Mason Wynn with 2 hits, 4 RBIs, including a 3-run home run. And the 0-1. Jordan lines one into right field for a base hit. So the leadoff man on base here in the top of the fifth for St. Louis, and Jordan, the third baseman. It'll bring up Nathan Church, the center fielder, who whacked a 3-run home run in the second. 11-0 St. Louis here in the fifth.
Yeah, St. Louis has had their way so far. They've swung the bats. Everything they hit has found a gap or a hole or the bleachers, for that matter.
The sun is out now this afternoon at Wrigley Field as Church looks at a fastball for a strike, 0-1. It rained hard early in the afternoon. The start of this game was delayed by 10 minutes. Cloudy skies overhead at the start, but now plenty of sunshine. The pitch is in the dirt. 1-1 the count. David Peterson started, had some difficulty. 3 2/3, 10 runs on 9 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. In his Wrigley Field debut in a Cubs uniform. 1-1 strike, the count to Church. Wilson deals, and Church looks at a strike, a fastball clocked at 94 miles per hour. 1-2.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Cubs second place in the National League Central with a record of 49-38. Wilson deals, Church swings, pops it up left side, foul territory. 3 Cubs in the area, but this one bounces into the Cubs dugout along the third base line. Bregman made a sliding attempt on the sidetrack in front of the Cubs dugout near the coach's box. 1-2.
Now you give it your best effort. You try to get over there to make a play. You know, outs are big. You know, when your team is scuffling. Your friends are back, see?
Yeah, a lot of pigeons circling the booth. I don't know why.
They like you. We've established that a long time ago.
Apparently I'm affable to pigeons. Here's the 1-2. This is foul back by Church.
Well, to everybody, but especially the pigeons here at the Friendly Confines. They're just friendly. And they seem to really like you only when you're sitting there. Would you agree to that?
Yes, very much so. And I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I like that they like me, just not when we're on the air. It's distracting. Here comes the 1-2.
I think it's funny.
Line drive foul out of play off to the left by Church. Because a lot of times when you're talking, I will turn to my left and look at you because everything you have to say, especially on the broadcast, is important to me. And I might not be paying attention for a brief moment, and then there's a shadow, and it's the wing of a pigeon. Here's the 1-2. Church swings and misses. Strike 3 as Wilson gets him with a changeup. 1 away.
Good pitch after some good fastballs, and you go to that change. It's kind of a split finger type pitch, and it just stays down and away. Perfect location on that change.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. So 1 on, 1 away, top 5, 11-0 St. Louis. J.J. Weatherholt at the plate and looks at a fastball that misses off the outside. Flags above the center field scoreboard, barely moving. It's a rare deal here at Wrigley. The pitch. Weatherholt lines one deep to left center field. Happ goes back and makes a running catch on the track just to the left of the bullpen doors. 2 away. Nice play by Ian out in left.
Yeah, gets good break on this ball going towards the gap in left center and then running kind of parallel to the ivy in the wall. He makes the catch again, then kind of crashes into it slightly. Crash might be a little strong word, but a very nice play by Ian. He had to go a long way to get to that ball.
So 2 down, man at first. Ivan Herrera at the plate. Right-handed batter. The pitch from the right-hander Wilson is low. 1-0 the count.
Cutter at 89 miles an hour. Pretty good pitch. Just missed off the plate away.
Jordan at first being held on by Bush. The pitch. Herrera pops it up. Foul out of play off to the right. 1-1.
First out in this inning. That's sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Herrera single and a walk today. He's also lined out hard to Swanson. The pitch. And a high fly ball hit to shallow center. Racing in Pete Crow Armstrong. It drops in for a base hit. On his way to third base is Jordan. So Herrera with his second hit of the ball game, and now men at the corners for St. Louis with 2 away, and Jordan Walker 2 up.
Yeah, that's one of those balls that's hit. You just don't know how hard it's hit when it leaves the bat. Pete comes in eventually and just can't get there. It's kind of in that no man's land spot. And it seems like St. Louis has had traffic on the bases. They have every inning except for the first. And this fifth is no different.
A pitch to Walker hits him. And he appears to be in significant discomfort.
Ball hit him, I think, in the left wrist area. And now will load the bases. Fastball up and in, getting another look at it. Hits him in the hand. That left hand, it's probably more like that palm, not really where the bat is and the fingers, but more of the palm, and that's going to hurt.
The Cardinals trainer is taking a look at him, along with manager Oliver Marmol, as Walker makes the slow walk up the first base line. Cardinals up 11-0. See if Walker stays in the game. He appears to be nodding his head affirmatively as though he wants to stay, and he will stay in the game. First base coach Stubby Clapp talking to Walker right now. Cardinals have the bases loaded. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. St. Louis up 11-0. And the batter is the cleanup man, the ex-Cub, Nelson Velasquez. And there's a sacrifice fly and a walk today. Here's the pitch. That one misses high and outside. A fastball from Wilson, 1-0. Velasquez on the year hitting at 340 at-bats with 3 home runs. The pitch. Velasquez dribbles it foul off to the right. 1-1. A cutter from Wilson. Jordan at third. Herrera at second. Walker at first. Velasquez at the plate. 2 away. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Curveball from Wilson. 1-2.
Best breaking ball from Wilson. That was a good hook down and away. Starts out inner half and ends up probably off the plate away at the knees, or maybe even a little lower.
Just a zephyr of a breeze blowing out at the moment here at Wrigley Field. Righty-righty matchup with Wilson on the hill and Velasquez at the plate. Now the 1-2. Foul back by Velasquez. Cutter from Wilson once again. Wilson made his Cubs debut in that Sunday bullpen game in Milwaukee last weekend. The 1-2 delivery off the outside to Velasquez. 2-2 the count. Now's the game where the Brewers started Brandon Woodruff. He pitched well. But the Cubs bullpen in a bullpen game outlasting Milwaukee as the Cubs picked up the win. The pitch. It's a little high. Sinking fastball that didn't sink. Full count with Velasquez at the plate.
And I got to be careful. You got to make a good pitch here. Velasquez has a good pop in his bat.
The payoff pitch. A bouncing ball, foul off to the left. Count remains 3-2 on Velasquez. Cardinals threatening once again. They're already up big, 11-0 here with 2 down in the top of the 5th. And the bases are loaded for St. Louis. Jordan at third, Herrera at second, Walker at first. Wilson works on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the 3-2. Low and outside to Velasquez, ball 4. So another run comes home as Jordan scores. Give Velasquez an RBI after drawing the bases loaded walk. And it is 12-0 St. Louis here in the 5th.
Yeah, this is one of them rough ball games for the Cubs and the pitching staff. Peterson, second, third, and fourth inning, gave up a bunch of runs, and now here in this 5th, Wilson's having his issues just walking in a run. Wilson came into the game, I think it was his second hitter, he gave up the 3-run bomb to win.
There's a meeting on the mound with catcher Carson Kelly, Tommy Hotovy, and the pitcher Wilson. Now it's being broken up by Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire. Wants to get the game moving along. Here's Alec Burleson, who had a 2-run single in that 5-run 4th inning for St. Louis. Cardinals now up 12-0 here with the bases loaded and 2 away in the 5th. Burleson looks at a ball high and outside, a cutter that misses. Burleson hitting at .275. He's got 14 home runs, 60 runs batted in. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch. Swing and a foul back, 1-1. Wilson sets up high, works his motion and deals. Just misses off the outside of the changeup, 2-1.
Trying to paint these corners with bases loaded and 2 outs. Just missed a couple times. We'd really like to see Burleson just roll over a ground ball to Nico and get out of this inning.
And the 2-1. Burleson pumps it foul out of play off to the left, 2-2.
St. Louis in this game, they've just done a really good job with their at-bats. They just have not, they've extended the at-bat a lot. Obviously, they're scoring runs and banging the ball around the yard. But you make a good pitch, they foul it off, and then they've had good ABs.
Line drive to right coming in Suzuki. It drops in for a base hit. Herrera scores. Around third coming home is Walker. He slides in safely. 2 more runs come home. 2-run single by Alec Burleson, his second of the game. It is now 14-0 St. Louis. Velasquez stops at third.
14-0. We're only in the 5th inning. And this game has just turned into a rout, unfortunately, for the Cubs. And everything St. Louis is doing on offense is working.
Now Mason Wynn at the plate. The pitch. Pops it up. Right side. Foul territory. It's out of play. 0-1. Wynn had a 3-run home run off Wilson in the 4th. Men at the corners for St. Louis here with 2 away in the 5th. Cardinals have already scored 3 times. They're up 14-0. The pitch. Up high. 1-1. Wynn with 2 hits, 4 RBIs on the afternoon. And as Kuhn mentioned, we're only in the 5th. The 1-1. Pop fly, shallow right along the line, now angling toward foul territory. This one slices out of play. 1-2. Suzuki and Bush were giving chase.
Well, you think about today, just a couple hours ago, we had storms that were blown in, and it was about as tough as it could be, as far as weather. And then, that storm blew through. A beautiful day. It's only been beautiful for the Cardinal offense, not the Cubs.
No kidding. Apparently another round of storms headed our way later on this evening. Here comes the 1-2. That's called strike 3, fastball. The late call by Dan Bellino, and the Cardinals are going to challenge this.
The high pitch been challenged a bunch today, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Yeah, that one's high.
Pitch is the ball. St. Louis has 2 challenges.
Dan Bellino's had a hard time with that high pitch today. I know he's a little frustrated with himself because there's been quite a few challenges. He's Very good umpire.
The 2-2 is foul behind the plate, off the netting.
Sometimes the hitter, if you go to home plate and you have your strike zone, and you're usually pretty good. There's some days you go there and you've lost your strike zone. You just have as a hitter. And I've only umpired, youth league, up to 7th, 8th grade.
Ground ball left side fielded by Bregman. They'll throw to second in time for the fourth.
But I would guess it happens sometimes you lose parts of the strike zone as an umpire.
Everyone's human.
Yeah, that's right. That's
the best of the best. Yep, you're right. 3 more runs.
Harley's had a good day. 2 hits for him. Swing and a drive. Belton right. Barely admires that one. She is long gone. Is it too early to say, holy cow? I think it is right on time. The Cardinals strike again. Tucson with 2 strikes. That ball was absolutely destroyed.
What a 6th inning.
Goosebump moment here at the ballpark for everybody.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Yes, Scooter, you made the phrase, holy cow, popular. So, at this time, Scooter, your friends have decided to present you with your own holy cow. I'm not sure that was rehearsed beforehand.
Time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
That's one catch up here at Wrigley Field. Bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals up 14-0 in the opener of this 3-game set. Dansby Swanson at the plate. And Swanson looks at a strike from Andre Palante. 0-1 the count. Get you a station ID as time permits. Swanson flied out to right his first time up. He's been red hot. Here comes the 0-1. That's low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 9 home runs for Swanson over his last 13 games. 5 in his last 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Swanson. Palante rocks back. High leg kick and pitch. And Dansby takes a strike on the outside edge. A slider, 1-2.
Yeah, it's been great work in the cage that has got him back on track here, staying on the ball, letting that ball carry deeper so you can put a good swing on it. When you're way out in front, there's nothing you can do. The ball's not there. Your swing can be great, but if you're out in front, it's just not going to work out.
Swanson swings, drills one deep in the air to right, but this one's way foul out of play. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs on Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, middays 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score. This is the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1, Chicago.
Swanson looks at a knuckle curve low, 2-2 the count on Dansby. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 14-0 St. Louis. No one out for the Cubs. Palante works his motion and deals, and Swanson chops one to short, fielded on a high hop by Wynn. Guns a throw to first in time. Swanson's retired, 1 away.
Well, this is one of those ball games where you just want to get through this game now. The score, 14-0, and St. Louis has done nothing but bang the ball around the yard. And if you're the Cubs, you want to get through this game the best you can. No injuries, no nothing, and just play on for tomorrow the best you can.
Big Crow Armstrong at the plate and looks at a slider off the outside, 1-0. PCA's 1 for 2 today with a double. Join the Cubs Monday, July 20th to celebrate Greek heritage. As Palante rocks back, here comes the 1-0. Crow Armstrong hits a high fly ball, shallow left center field. Converging the left fielder and center fielder, and it's the center fielder Church calls off for Mean to make the catch. 2 away. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs Greek Heritage jersey Monday, July 20th. Don't miss out on this offer. Cubs.com/specials. Alex Bregman at the plate, 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. The pitch is a called strike. Slider that spins into the zone. 14-0 St. Louis with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. A reminder that all opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. And the 1-1. Bregman takes a ball off the outside. 2-1 the count. Night game tomorrow here at Wrigley Field. Day game on Sunday. The 2-1 delivery. Called strike slider that spins into the zone.
Yeah, the rare Saturday night game here at Wrigley. And even more rare is the fireworks display we're going to have here at Wrigley Field after the game. Look forward to that.
How cool is that going to be here at the friendly conference?
I agree. I think this is great that they're doing that here.
Here's the 2-2. Bregman lines one over the head of a leaping Wynn in a left center field for a base hit.
Good swing for Al. Gets this pitch middle of the plate at the knees, and he just smokes this ball right over the shortstop. Wynn's head in the left field for a base hit.
So here comes Michael Busch, who's 1 for 2 on the afternoon with a single in the first. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Palante. Bregman at first, 2 down, bottom of the 5th. Cardinals up 14-0. The pitch. And a ground ball hit on the left side. It's fielded by the third baseman Jordan. His throw across in time to get Busch. And Bregman is stranded on the bases. That ends the 5th inning. St. Louis 14, Cubs nothing. We head to inning number 6 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Pete Crow Armstrong, batting around, call it.
And on the ground sharply beyond third, and it's going to roll down the left field line toward the corner. Burrell picks it off the cutout. He's going to have a play at second. Millar is out at second base.
What a slide.
He slid short of the bag, and Tomas Perez puts the tag on him. And now they're chatting. What a nice scene.
That wasn't a real good slide.
Ketel Marte, for the first time in his career, has homered in 4 consecutive ball games. He's homered in 4 straight, 5 of his last 6. That's 17.
1 earned run, 2 runs on 1 hit, no walks, and 9 strikeouts for Turk School. Just nice to see him get back to being dominating Turk School, because this is the guy we're going to see a lot of the rest of the year.
7 scoreless innings for Christopher Sanchez tonight, lowers his ERA to exactly 2.00.
It's a long home run for Junior Caminero. He's homered now in 5 consecutive games.
He has 8 home runs.
Journal ranked us number 1, first among U.S. airlines. I guess the answer to who's on first is Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, professional installation, and of course, the lowest prices every day on top brands like Bosch. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
It's on to inning number 6 here at Wrigley. It's been all Cardinals today, as they have a commanding 14-0 lead. Jose Fermin will lead off in the 6th inning and take outside for a ball. Bryce Wilson still on the mound. Cardinals 4 consecutive innings. They've scored 3, 3, 5, and 3. So they are taking advantage of the very friendly conditions today. Cubs offense, not so much. In fact, not at all. Cubs being shut down by Andre Palante through 5 innings.
Yeah, he's got good stuff, great location with his pitches. Fastball command's been outstanding. And he's kept the Cubs off balance with only 4 hits.
Fairmain looks at a ball down low. We're getting the late afternoon shadows now. All of the left field line is in the shade. All of center field and right field still in hazy sunshine. 2-2 to Fairmain is up and away. Ball 3, 3-2. Well, the great Harry Carey was a broadcaster for both of these teams. And this is a kind of a game run. I think about Harry.
Yeah.
He and I worked together for a couple of years. He would say, he'd come into the booth and say, they don't just pay us for the good games.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
He would laugh after he said it, but there certainly is an element of truth in that.
Yeah, right.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Fairmain. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As a ball player, how did you handle, other than just continue to be a professional and have good at-bats and make good defensive plays?
I think at the end of the day, you can't change your effort at all. You really can. I think that's what shows kind of your, the professionalism and that you've got to keep working. You're still playing a big league baseball game, and there's, you just can't take that for granted. I don't care what the score is.
Fairmain will strike out for out number 1. One away, Blaze Jordan, the batter. Jordan with a couple of hits and 2 runs scored. Line drive, shallow left field. That's going to fall in there for a base hit. It is a strange game. Some days, every single thing works out for you and your team. Some days, it's exactly the opposite. And sometimes there's no rhyme or reason why.
Yeah, no, like today now, that everything is slanted in Cubs' favor going into this game. As far as Cubs have been on a roll and swinging the bat, and, you just, middle of the ball game, and St. Louis couldn't make it out. And they were driving the ball out of the park. It's just one of those games. Everything they hit is finding a hole.
Nathan Church is the batter, and Church will hit a drive into right center. That's going to be a gapper. Base hit. Going first to third on the play is going to be Jordan, and Church has his second hit of the day. Cardinals at first and third with 1 down.
And like you said, every ball they hit, that was splitting the gap. If it's not for the great speed of Pete Armstrong, he cuts that ball off, keep it to a single. But every ball they hit is in a gap or in a hole or has left the ballpark.
Wilson now to face the leadoff batter, J.J. Weatherholt, and he'll foul it away. Well, you play a game every single day, and you have no idea what to expect as a player or an organization or a fan or a broadcaster.
Yep.
And that's part of the fun of the game, actually.
Yeah.
The unknown and the mystery of the game.
Yep, I would agree. At 2 o'clock, we didn't even know if we were going to play, or 1:30. It was raining so hard here at Wrigley Field, it was coming down like they were pouring it over the stadium in buckets.
Here's the 1-1. It's up and in. It might have grazed him in the hand. It did. Weatherholt got hit by the pitch, and that will load the bags with 1 away. So they have yet another scoring chance.
Yep, pitch up and in, hit him in the elbow guard as Weatherholt didn't try to get out of the way, just kind of threw his elbow out there and it clipped that pad.
So 2 singles and now a hit batsman. Wilson will work from the stretch. Certainly the Cubs keep the infield back. 14-0 St. Louis. Now, this is in direct contrast to the Cubs' Wednesday afternoon win over San Diego. Here's a bouncing ball up the middle, base hit to center. This will drive in 2 more, and the Cardinals now lead 16-0. Stopping at second on the play, Weatherholt. Herrera has his 3rd hit of the day as he drives in a pair. And it really is amazing. Everything they hit now is finding an opening.
Yep, absolutely. This ball pulled just to the pull side of the mound. That's the area where, where the ball up the middle used to be the base hit because of the defensive alignment. Now it's the pull side of the mound that's that ground ball area that most balls get through.
Jordan Walker, the batter, and he'll hit it foul. Well, we're going to take a little look at some baseball history on this 3rd of July. And, my friend, this one's fouled away. This date in baseball history brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. July the 3rd, what's happened on this day down through the years? Tony Cloninger. He was a Braves pitcher of yesteryear, 1966. Imagine this, Ron. A pitcher hit 2 grand slams in one game. Swing and a miss, and Walker is out number 2. Wilson gets the strikeout, and the batter is Nelson Velasquez. It happened at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. He also had an RBI single. Can you imagine a pitcher getting 9 RBIs in one game?
How about that?
I remember the highlights or the headlines in the paper the next day. It was in the Bay Area, and I was a kid at the time. I listened to the game, and it said something like, Cloninger's fireworks start early.
Yeah, fireworks, all right.
A day before the 4th of July. And he was the winning pitcher, of course, too. But 9 RBIs for a pitcher, you certainly are not going to see that. Of course, you'll never see it now with the DH.
But back then, there were a lot of pitchers probably go the whole season without knocking in 9 runs.
Don Drysdale was a good hitting pitcher. Warren Spahn was a pretty good hitter. Ground ball to short, scooped up by Swanson, goes to second. There's the force. That's the inning. Cardinals add to their bundle by scoring twice, and they lead 16-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. This is the
problem now down the left field line is one of the carts looks like it ran out of gas. This is something out of Keystone Cops right here.
Michael Lorenzen might be in the market for a new glove. Chuck that one in the trash can.
Dropped it on the grass as the pitch was coming.
Nobody's out here to take it away.
Whoops.
The bat even goes farther as a torpedo when it's thrown into the stands. Look at this.
How do you like that? Have you ever seen that before? It just disappeared.
I thought it might have been a home run.
I was in AAA, and right before the game, they said, no, you got to stop. You need to hurry up and go to Cincinnati. You're about to go play a game there. You got 45 minutes till the game starts. So I get in my car, and I start driving, and all I keep thinking about is, which jersey are they wearing that night? So when I get to the locker room, I see my jersey hung up, and love the white jerseys, just the stitching on it, the old school feel to it.
Leading off against the lefty Brandon Williamson is O'Neal Cruz here.
Oh, my.
Fly ball, right center field, and O'Neal Cruz with his first Cruz missile of the year. Off the lefty, Brandon Williamson. Cruz crushes it. Pirates get the run back. They lead 6-1.
That's a beautiful thing. You ride it out for times just like that. It's just a special talent. It comes together like that, and you're very thankful because he can change the scoreboard.
Suits, casual wear, sportswear, and more. Suits 2020, the latest fashions at the lowest prices.
Seiya Suzuki is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
All right, Zach, Cubs batting bottom of the 6th inning. Valente still on the mound, working on a shutout. Cubs have 4 hits for the day. Seiya Suzuki will take the first pitch up high for ball 1.
And let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, next generation light beer. Hadn't been a lot of positive flight for the Cubs so far. Cubs way down in this ball game, 16-0, believe it or not.
Just looking at the baseball history notes run. Yesterday, July 2, there was a very famous game, amazing game actually, between the Giants and the old Milwaukee Braves. You talk about a pitcher's duel. This was one for the ages. Juan Marichal and Warren Spahn worked a 16-inning game, the Giants winning it 1-0.
Oh, my.
And both pitchers went the distance. And Spahn was 42 years old. Now, that's pretty amazing when you think about it. A 42-year-old man, he made 201 pitches in the game. You'd never see that today. You wouldn't see a guy 42 go beyond 100 pitches. Here's the 2-2 to Seiya. Popped up foul. This ball is out of play. Marichal was 25 years old. Spahn was in the last of his 13 20-win seasons. Marichal was on his way to winning 20 for the first time, but he made 227 pitches in the complete game, 16 innings. And they just kept going on and on. Finally, Willie Mays hit a home run in the bottom of the 16th inning for the game's only run. I mean, it's an amazing game when you think about it.
16-inning ball game goes 1-0.
And both starters go all the way, including a guy who happens to be 42 years old. That's the part that knocks me out. And Marichal was asked, did you get tired? He said, I did. But as long as that guy on the other side, that guy named Spahn, as long as he's going out there, I got to go out there.
Yeah, that's right.
My teammates would never let me hear the end of that. Bailing out of a game when a guy 42 is still pitching.
Still pitching.
I got to keep going.
That's right.
It was almost like no choice.
Yeah.
Seiya takes outside 3-2. It was 1963. Line drive down the right field line, foul and twisting out of play. I remember meeting Warren Spahn when I worked up in Milwaukee. He would come back and watch when the franchise changed from the Braves to the Brewers, and he would come back. He was still friendly with the man that I worked with, Bob Uecker,
right?
And they were battery mates for a while with the Braves. But he would sit in the dining room, and I knew about this game from being a fan. As Suzuki takes strike 3 called, and that's going to be out number 1. Seiya out on strikes. Cardinals on top 16-0, and the batter is Ian Happ.
What did he say when you brought the game up?
I said, I talked to Warren, I said, I happen to be about 9 years old listening to that game, and it's a very famous game, and I said, and I know that Willie Mays, and before I even finished the sentence, Spahn says, I hung a screwball.
Oh my, yeah, he knew immediately.
Exact pitch.
Yeah.
I hung a screwball, and Willie, I think Mays hit something like 18 home runs against Warren Spahn in his career, including the very first base hit, if I'm not mistaken, of his career was a homer against Spahn back in 1951.
Really?
I think so. Leo DeRocher was Mays' first manager with the New York Giants. And Leo just kept saying, look, I don't care if you go a month without a hit. You're my center fielder. Relax, play ball. I know you're going to be fine. And it all turned out for the best.
Yeah. It would be tough to watch Willie Mays play as a young guy and go, I don't think he's got it.
You wouldn't need to watch much.
No, about an inning.
Here's a drive toward left center. On the run is Church making the catch. And that's out number 2. Church, a running grab on the track out in left center. And that's the second out in the inning. Cardinals on top 16-0, and the batter is Nico Horner. Warren Spahn passed away at the age of 82 back in 2003. True legend in the game.
Yeah.
Here's a smash fair inside third down the left field line, a base hit. Bouncing off the sidewall, Fermin tracks it down. It's a two-base hit for Nico Horner. Cubs need a hot Nico Horner. They need him to become a more consistent hitter than what he's been so far this year, Ron. They really do.
He got off to a good start, and then he fell into that same slump that a lot of the right-handed hitters fell into this season, and he's trying to work his way out of it.
That's going to be all for Andre Palante. A pitching change coming up for the opposition. And whenever that happens, it's worth noting. Because pitching changes for the opposition, sponsored by Sloan.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Ago, a reminder that doubles by Cubs batters are sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. Pat?
Zach, let me ask you this. Do you believe in magic?
Yes, actually I do.
Really, do you? Because the pitcher for the Cardinals' last name rhymes with the word magic. I'm going to spell it for you first. R-A-G-C-I-C. Michael Conforto will be the first man to face Ragic. And the first pitch is outside for ball one. It's a great old song, John Sebastian. Do you believe in magic? Speaking of magic, I had a note that I wanted to read today, a swing and a foul back. Great Cub fans, Chase Goodman and his family, Mr. and Mrs. Chase Goodman, became the proud new parents of a beautiful little baby daughter, Audrey Ann Goodman. And we hope everyone is healthy and doing fine. Congratulations. The 1-1 pitch is taken for a strike. Now that is magic.
Yeah. Congratulations to them.
Just getting started in this three-game series. And Fordo 0 for 2 in the game, trying to drive in a run. Nico Horner at second and 2 down. And the 1-2 taken for strike 3 called, and that ends the inning. Cubs don't score. It's on to inning number 7. Cardinals on top 16-0 on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Pete Crow Armstrong.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We were like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward, and that's really why I started it, to have impact.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
They're excited to be back and back on their feet. So it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on. So I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
Defensive changes. I see that Justin Dean has come into play center field. Pedro Armstrong. Swinging a fly ball, shallow right center. Pedro Ramirez, the new second baseman, is there to make the catch. One away. So Justin Dean, the new center fielder. Nico Horner now has moved from second over to shortstop, and Pedro Ramirez has come into play second base as Craig Counsell is giving Dansby Swanson and Pete Armstrong a few innings off, which is never a bad thing.
Yeah, you try to get the guys that are playing, all the innings day after day after day in games like this out of the game if you can. Nico had a day off. Obviously, they all had a day off yesterday, but Nico had a day off a couple days ago.
Torres, the batter. Torres will take down low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Brian Torres driving one in the air, deep right field. That's trouble. That's back toward the wall and gone for a home run. Brian Torres, a line drive home run, just into the basket and straight away right field, fair by about 70 feet. And it's a home run for him, and the Cardinals increase their lead to 17-0.
Yeah, it's just a line drive to right, and it just doesn't come down. It's a fastball down and in, inside corner probably, and just clears the basket in right.
Jose Fermin, the batter, he has doubled twice, driven in a run and scored a run. And he'll take a strike from the right-hander Bryce Wilson. The Cardinals trying to climb 7 games above 500. Cubs were 11 above at the start of the day.
Gonna challenge this pitch for me, and Ball Strike Challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
Pitch the ball.
Pitch is high.
And the right-hander coming back. Wilson will miss with a ball, and the count now 2-1. So please, I know a lot of you are out on the roads driving to see loved ones, friends. Line drive, short hop nicely by Nico. Good play, and he throws to first in time. Line drive right in front of him. Nico came in, gloved it cleanly on a play that required a lot more skill than people realize.
Yeah, that's an excellent play by Nico. This ball's hit up the middle, and he picks it on a short hop running hard to his left. And that is a great play, great glove work by Nico Horner going up the middle.
Blaze Jordan will take a strike. How about the name Blaze? I've not heard many Blaze names.
We didn't have a lot of Blazes in the Garfield Ridge neighborhood where I grew up.
Check swing ground ball. Foul down the first base line.
How about in San Jose?
No, not too many Blazes. It's unique.
It is.
Here is a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 3. Cardinals get a run on the home run by Torres. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It is 17-0 St. Louis on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Take me out to the ball game. Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and lifelong Cubs fan Ryan Hurd and his son Hayes.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for if they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Run, dives, makes a catch. Beautiful play.
Wait for Paredes. Can he get there? Made the basket catch over his shoulder. How did he find it?
Looks down the ball. Newcomb, he's coming home. The clock flipped in time. What a play by Sean Newcomb. He's on the move, and Moreno runs it down. A rolling grab by Gabriel. Moreno, and he hangs on. Back on the track. Marcy calling for it, and Marcy tumbles to make the catch.
It is Lyle, and he makes a diving catch. Dale and Lyle continuing to impress out in left field this year.
Fielded across the bag by Arias. Throw across the body to get Rodriguez.
Picked on the backhand by Bogarts. He'll get up and throw him out. Nice play by Bogey.
Coming in, slides, and he makes the catch.
And Thomas makes the diving catch for the out. Nice play by Colby in left field.
Diving stop, throw to first. Oh, they got him. What a play!
A score of 17-0. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Kelly, and that'll be a strike from the right-hander Ragic. Well, just a couple of days ago, the Cubs hammered San Diego by a score of 23-3. And today, a completely different story.
Yeah, baseball's a crazy game. You just never know, what can happen from day to day.
Al McGuire, my basketball partner for a period of time, he had a saying for this, Ron. Sometimes you're the dog, sometimes you're the tree. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball to the left center, back toward the track. That ball is near the wall, and a leaping catch by the center fielder Church. Pretty good play up against the 368 sign. And that's going to be out number 1.
That kind of represents the way the Cubs' day is going. Everything that St. Louis has hit is either in the basket, in a gap. Kelly hits this ball, a mile in the air, and wind dies down. It's caught right in front of the basket. I would say today we're feeling more like a tree. Am I missing something, or is that about right?
You're right on the money, and so was Al. And he brought that up during a broadcast one day, and I thought, boy, that's pretty astute. There's a pitch driven toward right center field. There's going to be a base hit. That's going to roll all the way to the warning track. And Ramirez is going to have a 3-base hit. Hot putting it around second, steaming into third, head first slide, a triple. And it gives the crowd something to get excited about. And a young guy like that still trying to establish himself. Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Ramirez gets into the ball game, hammers this ball in the gap, and he's still playing. He's trying to show what he can do, and he flies around the bases. There's no chance of him slowing down at second. The Cubs catch a little bit of breaks as Ramirez. The ball goes into the ivy and just trickles out of it, which allows Ramirez to get to third.
Here's the pitch on the way to Justin Dean. It's in there for a strike.
Now, when you were broadcasting Marquette basketball with Al McGuire, he had a few things that were pretty funny.
Oh, he was great. I had so much fun with him.
I love listening to the broadcast. Any broadcast he was on was just going to be phenomenal.
Now, Zach has handed me something about triples. First of all, Zach, can you tell me, is that the first career triple for Pedro Ramirez? If it is, we want to acknowledge that.
It definitely is.
So good for him. A swing and a miss by Justin Dean. And triples are also worth noting. Triples by the Cubs. Now, Zach, I would invite you to read this. You're more than welcome.
It's the diaper dandy for Zach. Yeah.
With that triple, North Shore Adult Diapers makes another donation to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Visit solvehunger.today.org. And you heard that sigh of relief in the background. I'm not sure what that means. Bregman, the batter. And the pitch on the way, and it's outside for a ball, 1-1. Al McGuire was a lot of fun to work with. Ron, you're a lot of fun to work with. I've been so lucky with partners. You and Zach are one of the highlights of my entire life, working with you guys. Thank you. Here's the 1-1. Fouled away. Ron Santo and I had 15 very memorable, enjoyable years. I wish we could have done a World Series together. That would have meant the world to him. Of course, you and I had that great opportunity.
That's right.
And that's something I would not trade for all of the tea in China. How much tea is there in China, by the way? Here's a pitch down low for a ball.
It's a big country, and they all drink tea, so a lot.
2-2 on Bregman.
Well, they produce over 3 million metric tons annually, in case you wanted to know. Half of the global production.
Did you have that knowledge in your head, Zach, or is that a Google effort?
It's a Google effort.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Here's a ground ball at third. Fair past a diving third baseman Jordan down the left field line. It's going to be an extra base knock for Alex Bregman, and the Cubs are on the board. It's now a 17-1 ball game.
Fans cheering loudly. It's one of those days for the Cubs. Just hasn't gone their way. Finally, something falls in so they can get on the board.
Ramirez scoring on the 3-base hit. Bregman with his 31st run batted in. Bregman with a couple of hits, so that's a good sign. And here's Michael Busch. And the pitch on the way, and it's taken down low for a ball.
Now, when you were doing ball games with Al McGuire, hoop games in the winter, what was it like traveling with Al McGuire?
We actually flew separately because he lived in Milwaukee and I lived in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't actually travel together, but he did do some funny things regarding travel. We were going to do a game, Marquette at UNC Charlotte in Carolina. It was a Tuesday night game, as I recall. Here's a swing and a foul back. And on Tuesday morning, I flew in Monday night, as always, the day before, and kind of did the homework and prepared for the game. Tuesday morning, I called home, and my wife, Trish, says, Pat, I just got a real strange call from Al McGuire. He said, hi, honey, where's Pat? And she said, well, he's in Charlotte ready to work a game with you, I think, Al, tonight. And Al says, Charlotte, that's where I'm supposed to be. He didn't even know where the game was. And it's the day of the game.
Oh, that's solid. There you go. There we go.
So I wondered, if he was going to make it, and sure enough, here's a swing and a miss, strike three. We'll continue this story when we come back. Cubs get a run. We go to the eighth inning. It's 7.
All right, so here is the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the two teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. My parents were Mets fans growing up. And this was a jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
The first thing people realize is the history of Montgomery, and that history is real. So while that history is in the past, it also helps us move forward in a positive way.
Just like a lot of other of the 120 minor league teams, the baseball is not what we do, right? The Tampa Bay Rays do a phenomenal job of sending amazing athletes here, and we let them handle the baseball, and we handle everything outside the line.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Seventh inning stretch, sponsored by Volvo XC90. Room for everyone, ready for wherever the road takes you. And this top of the eighth inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. Rich, you're welcome to sing it anytime you want.
11877.
There we go. Rich is on top of his game today. Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K, just in case Rich wants to donate his car today.
Rich, I think you got some talent in that area.
I think with the singing career coming up, you'll be able to donate more than one car.
I need to warm up a little bit more.
1-0 on Nathan Church. And the pitch by the Cub right-hander Hollowell is outside for ball 2. 2-0. Gavin Hollowell, big tall right-hander. 17-1, St. Louis on top. We're in the top of inning number 8. Getting back to the Al McGuire story, he didn't know where the game was. It was Marquette at Charlotte on a Tuesday night. So he'd called me, he'd called my wife at home and said, where's Pat? And she said, well, he's in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so Al says, well, thanks, honey. Okay. And so he arrives at the arena about maybe 90 minutes before tip-off. He hasn't shaved in a week.
Oh, my.
He's in his sweatsuit.
Yeah.
And he's got a garment bag over his shoulder. But before he goes to get dressed, there's a little pop fly to second base. Ramirez is going to make the catch. And that's out number 1. 17-1 St. Louis. So he grabs one of the assistant coaches for the visiting team, Charlotte. You, buddy, come here. Tell me about your team.
And everybody knows him. The whole world knows Al. Yeah, right.
Al McGuire was a legend in college basketball.
He absolutely was.
So the kid was thrilled to spend 10 or 15 minutes with the great Al McGuire, and he's telling him what kind of defense they play and who their best shooters are and who their best free throw shooters late in a close game, and do they press full court or whatever. And so Al gets this mini scouting report and says, thanks, buddy. He goes in, he gets cleaned up, he has a nice suit, he's looking sharp, and we're doing the open now. It's 15 minutes before the game, and I say, along with Al McGuire, it's Pat Hughes. We got Marquette, and they got a tough opponent in Charlotte. Tell us about him. Pat, wait till you see this Charlotte team. They got a shooter, they got a rebounder, they play tough defense, and he's coming off like he's been doing homework for the last month.
Yeah.
He didn't even know where the game was when he woke up that morning. Wait till you see this shooter. Oh, I was just laughing. But he was a beauty.
Yeah.
And fun, though, and a nice man. Really down to earth, and he would listen to you, he'd look you in the eye, and he would laugh, and I enjoyed him a lot. J.J. Weatherholt will take low and inside for a ball.
The story about you guys leaving the arena and not having a ride to the airport that's funny.
Well, that would have been Freedom Hall in Louisville on a Saturday. There's a high fly ball, left center field. Should be routine for Alcantara or Dean. Dean makes the catch. And that's going to be out number 2.
Now, you're in Louisville. That's a big game. A lot of people. That's a major program.
And let's see, who was Denny Crum?
Yeah,
was that
Denny
his name?
Crum, yeah,
he was
right,
he was the Louisville coach at that time. And Tom Crean was the Marquette coach. But Marquette's playing Louisville at Freedom Hall in Louisville on a Saturday afternoon. And I think Marquette won the game as Jimmy Crooks will take inside, and he gets hit by the pitch. And Jimmy Crooks will trot down to first.
A little sweeping slider.
Marquette wins the game, and after the game, I say to Al, let's go get a cab because he's going to fly back to Milwaukee. I'm going to fly back to Chicago. Let's get a cab. We'll go to the airport. Pat, we don't need a cab. You and I are going to hitchhike. Somebody will recognize me. We'll save the money on cabs. And I thought,
someone will recognize me.
And he's right. He's absolutely right. And sure enough, exactly as he said, like the second vehicle, it's an SUV, a couple of young guys, and it's like he had just planned it, and these guys roll down the window. Hey, Al McGuire, do you need a ride to the airport? Yeah, we do, me and my partner here. You going there? We are now. So we get in the back of this complete stranger's vehicle, and Al starts regaling them with stories of NCAA championships and working referees and getting technical fouls and how to motivate teams. And these kids are laughing. And to this day, on Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Day, they're still telling the story of the great Al McGuire riding in the back of their SUV on a whim. They picked him up hitchhiking with some other guy that they didn't even recognize.
Now, I can see Al McGuire possibly hitchhiking to an airport, but don't take this the wrong way. I don't really see you hitchhiking down the highway of Louisville.
I did that day. I had the thumb out. But only for a minute because the second or third vehicle recognized Al. So the final part of the story also made me laugh. And I'm just in amazement watching all of this transpire. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's foul back. We get there, and I'm just kind of stunned. I'm laughing and in kind of disbelief. And I said, Al, you're probably still going to turn this in on your expenses for the cab. No, I don't cheat the small stuff. I got enough big scams going. Here's the 1-2 to Walker. Fly ball to center, and making the catch is Dean, and that will end the inning. No runs for the Cardinals, no hits, and
he'll hit it in the hole. Tovar, a long throw from the outfield grass. They got him. Oh my goodness.
Cruz the other way to deep right center, the other way, and Kaiser leaps and makes a phenomenal catch up against the wall.
Shallow, trouble. Griffin makes the play. Connor Griffin. Tremendous play by the Pirates shortstop.
Leaping catch by Curtis Mead for the out. Snow cone in the webbing of the glove.
Line to center. Pete Crow Armstrong in. Slides and he makes the catch. Great play by Pete. The throw from Montgomery to second. Got him. What an arm from the rookie, Braden Montgomery. By 10 makes the catch. A dazzling effort again from Abreu and a tip of the cap from Sonny Gray.
One's driven out to right field. That takes Nimmo back to the wall. He makes the catch.
Hit that wall hard, but he makes the play, and this one's over.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Member FDIC.
Heard of a crash? Someone else's fault? Call D&W, Chicago's injury law group. They'll fight to make it right. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Bottom of the first inning in Washington, the Pirates and Nationals are scoreless. Pat?
All right, Zach, bottom of inning number 8. Seiya Suzuki in the batter's box right now. He'll take down low for a ball. 1-1. Rajic still pitching. Crooks now doing the catching.
Tough plays of the game today. They're sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough.
Torres stays in the game in left. Foul drive off to the right out of play. Church still in center. Walker in right. Jordan at third. Fermin now at short. Weatherholt at second base. Pajes at first. Bouncing ball to third, fielded by the third baseman Jordan, and the toss across is in time for out number 1.
Catch of the game today, that's sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com.
This triples read. This is courtesy of Zach, I believe. Zach reminds me that all triples by Cubs batters. And a pitch on the way, swung on and missed by Alcantara. North Shore Adult Diapers makes another donation to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Visit solvehungertoday.org. And the 0-1 pitch to Alcantara, a swing and a foul back. Is it my imagination, Zach, or do you get that commercial read to me quicker than any other?
Yeah.
That and opponent's errors, yes, 100%.
Opponent's errors? Yeah. Same deal.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Just getting started in this series. A night game tomorrow night. As Alcantara, the long-legged right-handed batter, takes high for a ball. And a big fireworks display tomorrow night after the game. The game starts at 7:08. Shota Imanaga against Kyle Leahy. Low and outside, 2-2. And then a day game on Sunday at 1:30. Javier Assad against Matthew Liberator. The 2-2 to Kevin Alcantara. And it's hit in the air, left center field. Pretty well hit, but playable for Torres. On the track in front of the wall, makes the catch for out number 2.
Ball well struck. Torres goes back and catches this ball about one or two steps in front of the ivy on the track.
Let's see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. It looks like Zach Zaidman is the closest. Boy, was he close today. The actual figure, 39,440. And Zach's guess was 39,500, so he was off by 60 fans.
Wow.
Pretty good. The 1-0 now to Nico Horner. Hit high in the air, left center field, playable. Church, the center fielder, is waiting and squeezing. And the Cubs go quietly in the 8th inning. It's on to the 9th. St. Louis 17, Cubs 1 on the score in the Northwestern.
Here's a splitter, and that ball is headed way out of here. Basayo with an absolute tank. The first extra base hit that Soriano has allowed on his splitter all year. It goes an estimated 434 feet deep into the Anaheim sky. The Orioles tied it 2 quite quickly. He hit that ball to the kind of place that for years Shohei Ohtani would hit it to here in Anaheim. Here's a 2-2. Oh, that ball's ripped as well to deep right field toward the short wall and gone. That's right over the yellow line. And you can keep on jogging, Sammy.
That was a batting practice fastball. Middle, and Basayo hit a frozen rope at 112.5.
So much for playing a day game after a night game, wouldn't you say? That's twice this road trip he's done that.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com. WSJ.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Left-hander Drew Pomeranz, once again part of the Cubs pitching staff, working here in the ninth inning. Pop fly off the bat of Nelson Velasquez into right center, and that ball is going to be caught by Seiya Suzuki, out number 1.
Saw Drew this morning when we got to the ballpark. He was just kind of getting settled in. He picked up by the Cubs just a couple days ago and made his way to Chicago.
Pages the batter, Pedro Pages. He'll take outside. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes talking Cubs afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score. This is the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1 Chicago.
With former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Wrigley Field, Zach Zaidman working alongside. Long day for the Cubs, difficult day, down 17-1. Cubs offense and Alex Bregman RBI double in the 7th. Cardinals broke it open early, getting 3 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, and 5 in the 4th. So they led 11-0 after 3.5 innings, and they've kind of been on cruise control ever since. You play 162, you've got all kinds of different types of games. Ground ball to short, scooped up by Horner. Nico makes the play to first in time, and that's out number 2.
Stolen bases today. They're sponsored by Turo, Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe with the Turo tires. Find yours at Turo.com.
Well, any time now, Ron, you're going to start hearing the phrase wild card on a daily basis. Usually it's right around the All-Star break and shortly thereafter. But if you're at 500 or above, you're going to be a wild card contender. And both of these teams are in that category.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a given that you'd rather win a division. But history has told us that you can still become a world champion through the wild card door. The 1-1 has popped up foul and out of play.
Well, you just don't know. That's the whole thing. You've got to get into the playoffs. And once you get in, then anything goes. You get, a hot team. You get a hot pitching staff or a red-hot offense. And they can start doing some real damage in the playoffs. been many a wild card team win the World Series.
Swing and a foul back, 1-2. And since you have so many teams that are right around the 500 mark, it just kind of tells you that the talent is spread very evenly across the 30 major league teams, with few exceptions. Ground ball to first, fielded by Bush, runs over, steps on the bag to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Cardinals on top, 17-1 on the score, and the
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Jim Thorpe's resume reads like a work of pure fiction.
So he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He got Olympic medals for the decathlon and the pentathlon.
He's the greatest at
I thought I was an athlete, Lindsay. Thorpe finished his Major League Baseball career with the Boston Braves in 1919, where he played alongside an outfielder named Les Mann.
He invented this particular projector.
And this is not all he's done, right?
He started championing to get baseball into the Olympics. He finally succeeded for the 1936 Olympics, which was held in Berlin.
The German government had discouraged other nations from sending Jewish and black athletes.
We sent over Jesse Owens, and we sent over Mac Robinson, Jackie Robinson's older brother.
Trailblazers like Thorpe and Robinson certainly lit the way for countless others to follow. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Baseball fans, turn your next celebration into a VIP party at Vertiport Chicago. Private hangar social and helicopter flights from $250. Book at skyparty.vip.
Bottom of the ninth inning here at Wrigley Field. Cardinals 17, Cubs 1. The ninth inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Pat?
Ryan Stanek, a right-hander, out to work on the mound here in the ninth inning. Night game tomorrow, day game Sunday. Cubs are in Baltimore and Cincinnati, leading up to the All-Star break next week. Michael Conforto will take high for a ball. I wonder what's the largest come-from-behind ninth-inning rally in big league history. High fly ball to right. Should be routine for the right fielder Walker. And it is, and that's out number one.
I would bet it's a big number, but that's a tough one. Especially now you get first out of the inning.
One away, and here's Carson Kelly. Kelly has singled, grounded out, and flied out. And the pitch by Stanek is in there for a strike. Many of the fans have headed home. If you're in your car, please drive safely. So many people out on the roads. Everyone wants to get together and spend part of the holiday with family and loved ones. Be careful. The 1-1 is taken down low for a ball, 2-1.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the fireworks tomorrow and tonight. Please be careful. Because you know the kids love them.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a fastball, strike 2-2. Again, the lights are still on. They've been on for about an hour or so. All of the infield is in the shade. Right field and center still in hazy sunshine. There's a ball outside, 3-2. aside from being a professional, Ron, as a player, did you have any little things you would tell yourself in a game like this to keep yourself going? Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 2.
I would play little games with myself just to, to keep your focus, right? About having a good at-bat. What is he going to do? And kind of talk yourself through the at-bat before you go up there. Or if you're really trying to do something, whether, what is it that I've been trying to do? This is the perfect time now. If you have something you're working on, this is the time to do it.
Pedro Ramirez representing the Cubs' final opportunity.
But I think the biggest key is to never give in to a game like this and not be mentally alert during the game and have, because the mental mistakes in games like this, they look really bad.
The 0-1 pitch fouled away. Cubs are down to their last strike.
You know what I mean? It just does. So you really, it's a challenge, for you're human, that it happens, but you really don't want to have something like that happen.
And there's also the simple business aspect where you're doing your job. Do your job as well as you can do until the game is over.
That's right. And I learned that skill a little bit in the minor leagues from some of my managers, but Tom Kelly, he was the ultimate grinding, working type manager. Game wasn't over till you got the 27th out. Win, lose, whatever it was, he expected you to keep playing.
Some people say, Ron, it becomes a habit to play hard. Play until the music stops. Here's the 2-2. Line drive caught at first by Burleson, and the ball game is over. The Cardinals beat the Cubs by a score of 17-1, and we'll be back with the totals right after this on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes, great Cubs guests, and more on your way home, 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score.
Whoa, boss, how did that happen?
Mind your business.
I mean, how did a forklift make a shish kebab out of our company truck?
I said, mind your business, Billy. That's why we have auto owners.